I mean, it's a big week, obviously, considering where we're at. The version of Jared that we get is urgent all the time. And regardless of record or where we're at, what's happening outside the building with other teams, boy, he's a pro and approaches this job as such. He every walkthrough, every meeting, every practice, man, he's really dialed in. And so that urgency is consistent coming from that player.
I know you would never make excuses, and nor would he, but there is a challenge with, losing Sam Laporta and potentially losing Amon-Ra St. Brown, or losing him for at least the duration of a game. How difficult is that as a quarterback to lose your top two targets, your favorite targets?
It's difficult, but you go forward. You won't, getting back to our quarterback, you won't hear him complaining. And it's part of the game. It's unfortunate. And but you keep pressing on, and you have to spend more time on the practice field with those players that you really don't have a lot of time on task with, and Jared's done that, which has been good. And we have to be real smart about how we put those players in those positions and give them a chance to succeed. But yeah, obviously it's tough.
Mark, we saw Isaac play a bigger role than ever last week, obviously, with St. Al. I know he's not under your purview, but from a former quarterback's perspective, what would you appreciate most about throwing to Isaac Tesla?
Everything. He has very good hands, and he's big target, which is huge. It's important to him. He's young. He's going to make mistakes, but out there, he's just a young kid trying to get better and better, and he's learning. He's getting coached very well by Scotty, and the kid's got a bright future. He's a very talented kid, and I think he's only going to get better, and he's not afraid to stick his nose in there, which might be his best quality, so meaning block. He's been great, and it'd be fun to see how his career plays out, because I think he's going to be a real good one here for a long time.
To rely on Jamo a little bit more again, like you did last week. Where have you seen that relationship with him and Goff grow the most, maybe over the past year?
It's a Jared question, but just again getting back to the time on task. Jamo's he's explosive, he's dynamic, he's fast, he's got it all, and there's another player that's only going to get better. And the more time those guys spend together, the better it's going to be, much like you see with Jared and Saint. But it's been fun to watch, and he stepped up last week. We'll need him to step up this week, and he certainly can answer the call when it comes to that. He's a great kid, a talented kid. He doesn't even know how good he is, but he's fun to watch, and he's obviously taken a bigger role for us, and probably will on Thursday.
Jared had 5 passes batted down against the Eagles. They said that it was an arm angle.
That's what it was, huh? Arm angle? Yeah, we've been working on that. That's probably my fault. His arm angle was off.
Was there anything?
No. Silly.
I know a lot of things have to go right for a deep shot to even be attempted, but if you look at Jared's stats, his average intended yards are lowest of his career, taking fewer deep shots than pretty much anyone else in the league. Are the opportunities there just not happening, or?
I'm not familiar with the stat. I haven't seen that. Listen, we're always trying to push the ball down the field and take advantage of the secondary and what it is presenting us. And sometimes that doesn't exist. When you have a Jamo, and you have a Leaf, and you have guys that can stretch the field and get down the field. You've got Tesla, guys like that. They understand. They'd rather keep everything in front of you, and that's not an excuse. But I can tell you, every week we are looking for what we call explosives, big passes down the field, and sometimes they present themselves, sometimes they don't. But it is something that's important to us and that we're always in pursuit of.
How does that have to do with also some of the pressure that he's faced? I mean, interior pressure.
No, I don't think so. I think our quarterback does a very good job versus pressure. Pressure, the way we look at it, it's not a bad thing. They could bring 4, 5, 6, or 7. There are opportunities for us, and our quarterback is very poised, and he's very smart in getting us in the right protection. Listen, if you want to bring 5, there's only 6 guys back there. You want to bring 6, there's only 5 guys back there. So please, come on. We love it, with our guys, and our running backs block well. Our offensive line does a good job. Our receivers separate. So, we're going to get some pressure, and we understand why, but we feel very confident when that does happen that our quarterback's going to go to the right place with the ball. I've been real proud of him, how he's handled all of that. It's very poised, gets us in the right play, and has a lot of trust in the guys around him.
Mark, this team hasn't lost back-to-back games in more than 3 years. You've been in the building.
I saw that. It's pretty cool.
You've been in the building for a while now. Been in a lot of buildings around the NFL. What's unique about this one or this team that makes it so resilient after losses?
Well, I think it's not just this team, but it's last year's team and and I think it starts with our head coach. I think what I appreciate about him is that when we have a tough loss, we watch the tape, we correct the mistakes, and we move on to the next one. And I think he does a very good job of being able to put a loss away and just start going forward to the next one. That's not always the case with some coaches, and at least that's my experience. So I think his approach and has been really good for us. And really, it comes down to that. And we have really good guys. We have hardworking guys. It's important to them. They have a lot of pride, and there's a lot of mental toughness there. So all the things you look for, the qualities you look for in a team that really makes a team, our guys possess those qualities, which is great. And it has everything to do with how we can bounce back and why we bounce back from difficult losses.
Thanks, guys.
All right.